All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. We on the road right now. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. It's a gloomy day in Detroit. So, shit. Like it's going to rain. It might not rain. It might rain when it unexpectedly. But I do appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and let's talk about these rumors that's coming up now. It may be a little bit old that Kawhi tried to recruit Kyrie, but now they saying that, you know, Kawhi Leonard, who's supposed to be the quiet voice, him and James Harden, the only big-time basketball players that I know that's not on social media, and I think that's very, very smart. But apparently Kawhi Leonard, you know, Paul George wasn't his first choice, okay? It seemed like Kawhi Leonard was trying to get KD and Kyrie. Now, Paul George may not have been his third choice in LA with him. Also, I heard he recruited Jimmy Butler. Now, I don't know how true that was. Jimmy wanted to go to Miami. I don't know if Jimmy wanted to go to Miami because of the destination, or he saw, you know, basically that they was building a good team. And I thought they should have been better than what they were last year. But with Deion Waiters kind of bumping heads with Pat Riley and everything that's been going on, Jimmy Butler is exactly what Miami needed. You know what I'm saying? Him, Bam, I mean, they doing their thing down there, you know. But in my opinion, I don't know why Paul George wasn't his first choice. Was it because Paul George wasn't a free agent and Kyrie and KD and Jimmy Butler, I believe, were all free agents? You know, so Philly really lost Jimmy Butler for nothing. So I think they were all prioritized for him above Paul George, not because they better than Paul George. You know, I think Paul George and Jimmy Butler is like the same type of player, in my opinion. I think Paul George is better, but I think Jimmy Butler got better intangibles though. Jimmy Butler don't shy away from the moment. Jimmy Butler hit the big shot. Jimmy Butler don't get, I mean, somebody on Twitter created a highlight reel, a buzzer beater scored on Paul George. I'm going to share that on Instagram. Check my Instagram out. And I'll share it on Facebook when I get an opportunity. If I forget, just remind me. Just DM me. My Twitter is in the description. And Facebook and Instagram. And, you know, he gets scored on a lot. But I do think Kawhi prioritized those three over Paul. I mean, he prioritized Jimmy Butler and Kyrie and Kevin Durant. Excuse me, I just kind of woke up from a mini nap. I think he chose those three over Paul George, because Paul George was under contract. He just signed an extension, and there was going to take something to get Paul George. It took nothing to get Kyrie, KD, and Jimmy Butler, unless, you know, you did a sign and trade, which, you know, Golden State did technically trade Kevin Durant to the Brooklyn Nets. People forgot when they was trying to trade Kevin Durant straight up for D'Angelo Russell, and Kevin Durant was like, oh, D'Angelo Russell, that's all you going to trade me for? How about, you know, throwing the first-round draft pick? I'm worth more than D'Angelo Russell. To me, that just shows you how sensitive Kevin Durant is. But, you know, I respect him as a ball player and as a man. But Kawhi was out here really trying to recruit the league on some low-key shit. He moved like a mobster. He ain't loud. He ain't yelling. He ain't screaming. He ain't boastful. He just operate. You know what I'm saying? And it looks a little bit worse when people try to make a comparison and say, oh, if LeBron would have headbutted Giannis, you know, or if LeBron would have headbutted somebody like Giannis did, or, you know, if LeBron was recruiting the league like Kawhi was. If he was recruiting the league like Kawhi was, you know, he might not have got as much flack if he kept it low key. But we know LeBron has traded over like 20-something players in his career. He's known for that. You know what I'm saying? That's his calling card, is trading players easily. If you ain't cutting it, he gonna get you out of. He traded Andrew Wiggins before he even got in the league and did anything during summer league. That's what he do. You know? And he's blatant with it. But then again, we talking about y'all greatest of all time player, LeBron James. That's a different precedent to set then for Kawhi, who y'all say the third, second, fifth, 85th best player, whatever you want to say he is. That's different. That's different than Giannis. Y'all don't say Giannis is the face of the league. Giannis is not the best player in the league. The consensus pick around the league is still LeBron. So, of course, it's going to be a different set of rules and a different set or a different skill for LeBron and for the pheasants of the NBA like James Harden and Kawhi and Giannis. All right? You got different expectations of LeBron. If you're the greatest of all time, you're supposed to get it done in Cleveland without calling and screaming for help and learning how to learn from Dwayne Wade. That's how Mike did it. That's how Magic did it. That's how Bird did it. That's how Isaiah did it. You know, but it's kind of funny kind of seeing, you know, Kawhi kind of behind the scenes and moving like a mobster and moving the chess pieces and they moving by themselves. You know what I'm saying? What if he could have got both Kyrie and KD to come to LA? I mean, that would have been crazy, right? But I think he only can get one or the other. You know, I'm not sure if the Clippers got enough space. If they did have enough space for another max player, Lewis Williams and Montrezl Harrell, they would have gave up too much. Clippers was perfect for 2 players. They were perfect for 2 players. Very, very perfect. And because you got Patrick Beverly, who the perfect dirty work guy. You got Montrezl Harrell, who the perfect dirty work guy. You got Lewis Williams coming off the bench. Only thing they missing is a prime Tyson Chandler, Ben Wallace type of person in the middle of that defense. But it's funny to me to see kind of Kawhi winning all these players and kind of recruiting them behind the scenes. And, you know, shout out to them for not putting them on blast, though. You know, at the end of the day, if we talking behind the scenes, let's keep it there. Now, if you want to talk about that 20, 30 years down the line, that's cool beans. You feel what I'm saying? But that shout out to them for keeping it real. They ain't come out here like Draymond Green did and, oh, Kevin Durant did this and he felt sad because when he beat LeBron twice in the finals, it felt like LeBron was the best. You notice that Draymond started becoming the best whistleblower or the greatest whistleblower once he signed to Clutch Sports. You know, it's Kendrick Perkins. When he started to pick up traction, it's when LeBron kind of started sliding on them checks and, you know, sending them fruit baskets and edible arrangements and shit with his gay ass. You feel me? You notice that Kendrick Perkins, you know, started to kind of change a little bit his opinion. There's somebody that was supposed to be in a heated rivalry with LeBron. All of a sudden, he LeBron best friends on the media. That's what happened when you get the power and the clout and they start giving you money. If you start pushing the narrative, that's why I don't respect ESPN at all, man. All they people are narrative pushing people. You know, they don't speak from the heart. They don't speak from their honest opinion. They speak what was best for the company and what's best for TV ratings, and that's what I don't respect. But shout out to Jimmy Butler, KD, and Kyrie for keeping it 100 and not, you know, spilling the beans and coming out here like Kendrick Perkins and telling the greatest untold stories of the Boston Celtic locker room and the Thunder locker room. To me, that's so lame, man. If you grew up in the locker room culture, we can fight, we can talk shit, we can slap box. As long as nobody get their cantaloupe bust open, we not telling nobody. It's that what goes on in the locker room stays in the locker room and stays between us. You know, even as we grow up as men and grow into teenagers and young adults and full-blown men, that stays between us. And what Kevin Durant, Kendrick Perkins, and what Draymond Green did, that was just some sucker shit, man. But a lot of people who ain't never played sports don't understand that. You know, what they did was some real sucker shit. And shout out to Jimmy Butler, if that's true. Shout out to Kyrie and KD, because the executive leaked this out. Shout out to them if that's true, that they held it down and they didn't leak no info about, you know, Kawhi trying to recruit them. So salute to them. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video questions. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal in the description. Check out our NBA Talk playlist. Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time we got.